So, hey guys, it is Aspire Nation's call, January 21st. We are talking about the importance of form tonight, and Dana is guest speaking, but I just wanted to, I say guest speaking, but really she's like, a part of this team that, we love hearing from her, and she's got a lot of her coaches on here. So, um, but I also wanted to talk about February coming up because of the Team Cup. So I'll just talk about it really briefly. Um, get excited for this Team Cup. I know when I first started, I was like, what the heck is that? And I signed up anyway and just did it. And so the Team Cup, if you don't know, if you haven't participated in one before, it is a group of 5 coaches. Only one of them on the team can be diamond or above. And as a team, your goal for February, for the entire month, is to accumulate Success Club points, which is what we do typically anyway, and have rank advancements. So it kind of lights a fire. It shouldn't stress you out. When you think about joining a team, you shouldn't think like, oh, I don't want to do this. It's too much stress. It's too much pressure. Think of it as a way to kind of light a little fire under your butt and help your team and grow as a team. And people who participate in the Team Cup month, I don't remember the exact percentage or ratio, but their income grew significantly in that month. So you might want to say, okay, what did I do in January? And then when you participate in the Team Cup, see if that's true for you, if it helped you kind of get the ball rolling and use a little support from your teammates to put a plan in motion, get some Success Club points, build your team, build the coaches, rank advance, all of the things that are really going to kind of push you forward in the beginning of this year. So February is a great time to have that Team Cup challenge. It happens a couple times a year. And you'll earn prizes. You have to hit a minimum of Success Club 30, I think, and that as a team you have to accumulate 30 points and hit a minimum of Success Club 5 individually to earn your first tier 1 prize, and then your second tier is 50 points, and you can look at all of this in the facts, but you earn prizes. You can shoot for the top coach team to get your name engraved on the cup and go out to LA and tour the Beachbody headquarters. I will tell you that the people who do this earn hundreds of Success Club points. So if you get that in you for February, go for it. Drive your team there, but don't stress out about it. Use it as a personal business builder. The Team Cup is definitely the way to do that, and have fun with it. Don't stress out about it. Get 4 other people, or as a team, you need 5 people. Create a team name, and 1 person needs to register your team. So get excited about it. Get registered. Make a graphic. Announce your team on Team Aspire Nation, and we'll just have some fun in the month of February. So to do that, and let me segue in here, Ms. Dana Fodiatis is going to talk to us about how she's built her foundation, basically forming and hitting Success Club All-Stars by doing that, and how she kind of kills it with a Success Club every month. So as we go into the Team Cup, this is a great way to kind of figure out the basics and hear again and kind of just reassess what we're doing and maybe change things up, and maybe share what you've been doing that you think have worked. So thank you, Ms. Dana, for hopping on tonight. I know you have crazy nights, so I'm sure you're just catching your breath, but take it away. Thank you. Okay, so Dana is apparently frozen in her audio. Let's give her a minute. For everyone on the phone who can't see this chat box, Dana is having an issue with her audio setup. So while she figures that out, let's see if she can get on. Any luck, Dee? Okay, well, she's trying to transfer to the iPad for those of you on the phone. Bear with us, little technical difficulties. But did I mention, so you get points, the Team Cup points you get for Success Club and for rank advancement. Just know that your rank advancement has to be by February 26th, not the end of February. So if you have a bunch of people on your team who are newbies, who are coaches, you're going to get points for each one going to Emerald, which they can absolutely do in February. Anyone going to Diamond, Ruby, any of those get points. If someone advances to Ruby and Diamond, you'll get 2 points. So you can accumulate points pretty good. Just build the momentum before you get into that month. Oh, Dana, I just got your text. Did you just send those to me or before? Does anyone have anyone on their team rank advancing tomorrow that you know of? Anyone celebrating tomorrow, Thursday? Oh, there's Dana again. Uh-oh. Yay! Wait. I still can't hear you, Dee. I can hear something. No, who can I hear? No. Is that you? Thanks for bearing with us, guys. We'll figure this out. Oh, now, oh, where did she go? Did she hang up? Uh-oh, Dee. What is happening? I wonder if she, oh, sorry guys, thanks for bearing with us. Let me see if she had trouble with her thing. Let's see here. I could probably stop recording. Sit tight. I honestly don't have a backup right now, so if she comes on, otherwise. Yay!
Can you hear me?
Where are you? Yay! Are you on the phone?
No, I just called in because my audio for my videos won't work on anything right now. I have no idea why.
Okay, can everybody hear? Give a thumbs up if you can hear Dana. Yay, Dana, it's a go. Thank you for figuring that out. I'm sorry we can't see you.
I'm going to see if I can sign on just to the video so you can see me, but I'm just going to talk through my phone.
Oh, you're so smart. All right. Thank you. Okay, so let's try this again. So Miss Dana, thank you. And we're talking about forming tonight, guys. All right, D. Wow.
Okay. I'm getting really bad feedback. I think it's from me being on. Hold on. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Is there an echo?
Yes.
There is. Okay. I'm going to X this out. I'm just going to talk. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So as for forming, I wrote down just a few like simple notes of things that I kind of go by when I think about talking to people. And then I figured we can just open it up for questions because often you might have specific situations that you need help with for forming. And just remember that you learn by doing. So don't be afraid if you feel like you don't know exactly how to talk to people. I have learned all of this by just talking to ridiculous amounts of people. So the couple of things that I wrote down, the first thing, and I think this is probably the most important, is to be to ask open-ended questions. So when I start forming with people, often I'm not mentioning anything about Beachbody. I'm just asking, people how they are, what they're doing for work nowadays, if there's somebody that I haven't talked to in a long time. I'm questioning them about their kids or their families or something that I've seen on their news feed or on my news feed about them, and just kind of building that interaction. And when I get into the forming, like if I'm talking to somebody that I know is interested in possibly being a challenger, there's a few questions that are standard for me with anybody that I talk to. And first and foremost, I start with fitness. So I'll typically ask people, do they want to lose weight? If so, how much are they wanting to lose? Are they currently exercising at all? Do they have any restrictions? What type of workouts do they typically like? And usually, even if people have never worked out or they don't work out currently, they're able to give you a little bit of information. I hate cardio or I hate using weights or things like that. So it gives you a little bit more information to know how to better suggest something to them. I also ask how much time a day do they have to commit to working out, because if somebody tells me that they have an hour, then it's really simple to say, well, did you know that you can get really awesome results in a half an hour or less a day from home? So it's just kind of building that value as well. Annalise, is everybody muted? Because I'm getting a lot of feedback.
I have, let's see, Nicole on the phone. Can you mute if you're on the phone? Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, that was it. Thank you. After I get kind of into the details about fitness with people, and this is a really good way to figure out, if they're not somebody that would do well with a program like Insanity or something like that, because if people are telling you right off the bat that they don't like high-intensity programs, then obviously you're not going to want to suggest something like that to them. Also, after I talk about, the fitness and the exercise side of it, then I kind of dive into the nutrition aspect. And this is a really good way for me to gauge if people are a good fit for the 21-day fix. Because that is, I would honestly say that probably about 75% of the people that I have as challengers are 21-day fixers, because it's such an amazing program for so many different people. And so when I start to get into talking about nutrition, I'll typically ask, I'll say things like, do you struggle with knowing what to eat? Do you struggle with knowing proper portions? Do you have cravings? How's your energy? And then that way, if they respond and they say something like, yes, I crave, salty foods, or I crave sweets, it's a really easy way for me then to lead into Shakeology or into the 21-day fixed nutrition plan, because they're telling me that they're struggling with something, especially if it comes down to something like cravings. That's always a sign that their body is lacking somehow or some way in the nutrition department that they may not be aware of. It's all to build the value and to really be genuine about their needs. It's not you trying to fit somebody, into a box of a certain program because that's what's on sale for the month. You want to make sure that they're getting something that's actually going to help them achieve their personal goals. So after I talk about what they're interested in when it comes to fitness and nutrition, then I feel like I have a pretty good gauge about, what's a good program to suggest to them. So I'm putting their needs first, and then I feel more confident when I go to present, what program I think would be a good fit for them. So make sure you're always putting their needs first, and make sure that you're really genuinely listening to what they're telling you, not just trying to speed up the process to sell a challenge pack. Because if you're not learning what they're struggling with as you're forming with them and really building that relationship, you're not really going to be able to help them when they are your challenger. I've had quite a few people be extremely open with me when I'm forming with them like this, and it's really been extremely helpful when I'm helping them along their journey, because I'm able to check back in with them on those things that they told me that they struggled with. And then also going along with forming, let's say I'm talking to somebody and they have no interest in signing up, or they're telling me that it's too expensive, they can't afford it right now, things like that. Go for no. Don't be afraid to get no's. There's a lot of people that are going to tell you no initially, and I don't look at it as no, I look at it as not now. The months that I was able to hit over Success Club 30, I can say at least half of those people were people that I followed up with. So you need to make sure that you're keeping really good track of people that you've talked to, and maybe jot down something next to their name, like they, want to lose 70 pounds, or, they're interested in a more structured program than what they've been doing at the gym, or something like that reminds you a little bit about their story, so that when you go to follow up and continue forming with this person, you're really, you're able to remind yourself of what it is that you were talking to them about, and you're able to ask more open-ended questions like, how are your workouts at the gym going for you? Are you starting to see the results that you were telling me you wanted to achieve? Or things like that, so that they really know that you're interested in them and that you're not just following up with them to try and make a sale. Don't be pushy. Don't be salesy. You really need to learn to take your time with forming. There's really no set specific time, because it's very unique to each person that you're going to talk to. You're going to have some people that you might talk to for a day and they sign up. You'll have some people you talk to for a couple of weeks. And I have people that I have talked to for over 6 months and followed up with probably more than 10 times before they ever, wanted to commit, because some people really, they just need to know that you're the real deal, that this is, that you're somebody that they can trust, that you're really going to provide them the help that they're looking for. And this is where it comes in, being genuine. And if somebody is not ready to sign up with you when you're forming with them, if they're telling you that it's really hard for them to make healthy meals because they don't have a lot of time, maybe you can, Google something, a video on, how to make quick weeknight dinners, or you could send them a couple recipes, or you can feel free to add people to my healthy eating on a budget group, things like that. I try to continue on building those relationships by providing free value to them. A lot of that I learned when I read the book, The Go-Giver. how important it is to give to people expecting nothing in return. Because if you're always looking at it like, what am I going to get out of talking to this person? Your head is not going to be in the right place, and you're going to come off, you know, I truly feel like people can sense your genuineness when you're talking to them. And if it's anything but you being really interested in helping them, they're going to sense that, and they're going to be scared off, or they're not going to respond to you, or they're just going to think you're icky. So really build that free value for people if they're not ready to commit. You can ask Annalisa. I'm pretty sure I dragged her along for 3 months before I ever committed. I told her I was going to sign up to get a Shakeology sample quite a few times, and I never did. And finally, when T25 went on sale, she wrote me something, you know, because she knew I was looking to get in shape after having my son. And she wrote me something about that program being on sale, and that it sounded like something I would be interested in after what we had talked about. And it was just the push that I needed to say, okay, I'm finally ready to commit. So, you know, think about it, that some people just need a little bit more time, and some people really need to learn, you know, that you're trustworthy and that you're honest and that you're really just wanting to help them. So that's all I have written down, Annalisa. I could go more into basics if people have specific questions about when they're forming.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea if hopefully you guys will kind of interact tonight, and just because, I mean, we don't have too long on the Zoom chat before it kicks us off, but if you guys can just throw out like what you're struggling with and like how we can redirect you, or if you think that this is what you are doing and you're still not having luck or anything like that, Dana and I can kind of give you our best response. So how are you guys doing? Has everyone hit Success Club this month? And if you haven't, what's been going on? Like, not to like put you on the spot, but like we want to build a consistent business, right? So where do you find resistance with who you're talking to, or are you not kind of doing that vital behavior? Where do you find that you're struggling?
If I can talk, can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
My struggle is with people just wanting programs and not Shakeology. Like, I've been talking to a lot of some new moms, and some new moms who are breastfeeding don't want to try it, and some people, one person who had tried it before and didn't like it and just wanted the 21-day fix. So they are, you know, challengers of mine now that are doing great. But it's just like, that's where I'm obviously unable to get the Success Club points because people are just buying programs.
I can help with this one. Since I started coaching, have only signed up, I believe, 2 people that didn't sign up with challenge packs. And it's simply because when I present it to them, number one, after asking all those questions, typically there is always something that people answer when it comes to my nutrition questions that they're lacking in or they're struggling with. And that's a really easy way to lead into Shakeology. And I always, instead of trying to explain ingredients or things like that, I explain what it's done for me. I explain that it's boosted my energy. You know, I don't have cravings. I was able to cut back on coffee, which was huge for me. I explain how it's helped with my stomach issues, how I got rid of headaches. There's always something that you can relate to somebody when you ask these questions and tie it back into Shakeology, because honestly, and there's been a few people that have been very resistant to it, but when it comes down to matters like that, I think often it's very important to remind them that nutrition is 80% of seeing results and maintaining results. So Shakeology is a huge component to that. And the couple challengers that I've had that did not do Shakeology had a much harder time staying on track because they were missing that nutrition. Also, I think if you have people that are extremely resistant to it, mentioning that we have a 30-day bottom of the bag money back guarantee is a really great way to get people to feel a little bit more comfortable, because it allows them to try it, kind of risk-free for that 30 days and just see how it makes them feel. And if they don't like it, then it is what it is. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but at least it explains to them that they can try it without really feeling like they're, committing to it 150%. Does that make sense?
No, that definitely makes sense. And usually that's, what I say sort of towards the end about, like 30-day money back, and that whole thing. But it's just like the initial upfront, like sometimes people will even message me after I either invite or, follow up with them or stuff like that. And they just say, like, or even initially without me even reaching out to them, like, hey, I'm looking for some workouts. Like, I don't want any supplements. I just want the videos. So
Sometimes
it's like,
like I've had people reach out to me like that, and I literally will respond with, that sounds great. Is there a reason that you don't want Shakeology? And sometimes they'll say, I've had it, I didn't like it. And then you can get into a discussion about like, well, how did you make it that time? And then start rolling it out before. Like when I started, I've sold a couple just workout programs. I mean, there will be people who are going to say, no, I don't want that. But as long as you're like providing them all the information, and I think it's important too, one of the techniques that we as coaches should be using is, like Dana said, all I know, it's the statement, all I know is, and state what Shakeology has done for you, instead of rattling off all these ingredients. And like, people don't really relate to that. But if you say like, all I know is I don't need a cup of coffee every morning, or maybe that's not what it is, but all I know is I don't want to eat chocolate at night before I go to bed all the time, or whatever it may be, whatever it did for you, all I know is that I've got a little bit more energy during the day and I'm not starving by lunchtime. And they can kind of relate to that. And then adding in the bottom of the bag, like, and a lot of the times making a note that, well, when you're getting this workout, you're getting a discount on Shakeology, so you might as well try it out and see, sorry, I just got the alert, 10 minutes, and see, if you like it made a different way, or, and then to respond to your breastfeeding one, Heather Olin wrote about that, that she's breastfeeding and doing Insanity Max 30. And I think it's really important that as a team, that you have people to reach out to. So say you have someone with that question and you don't really know the answer, maybe because it's not in your experience, and they don't, and you don't just want to say like, oh yeah, I know people doing that. Like, use your teammates, reach out to each other and say like, hey, I have this person. Can you tell them like what you've talked to your doctor about, or whatever it may be, so that they're getting a more relatable experience.
I'm a good one for that too. I was hesitant about Shakeology at first as well because I was breastfeeding, and I breastfed my son for probably a good almost a year while drinking Shakeology. So I feel honestly it's actually helped me in a lot of ways, because breastfeeding takes away a lot of your nutrition. So I always felt good that I was getting my nutrition while he was getting his. So if anything, it's a bonus in my eyes.
I know, and that's what I feel like I struggle with, because I know everyone's, decisions about breastfeeding and what they eat and what they do and all the things, when they're doing it are very personal. But I just love it so much, and I try to let everybody know that. But I feel like I get like stuck when it comes to the whole breastfeeding thing, because I don't want to, like step on anyone's toes or whatever, because I don't have that experience.
You can always recommend that they take. You can send them a picture of the label and have them take it to their doctor and ask their doctor if they feel comfortable with it. And
there's also a Dear Doctor letter.
Some of that too.
Sorry,
I've seen the Dear Doctor letter in there, and I've actually sent that to one of my cousins who is on like anti-seizure medication to bring to her doctor because she wasn't sure. So
I mean, it's definitely, we don't want to push. Some people who are breastfeeding do not want to do it. And you're right, you want to respect their decisions. But just know that you can connect them with people who are in the same experience, and you can give them as much information as you can, before just saying, like, oh, yeah, I get it, you don't want it. Because you know it can help them, and you know that
Right.
it's safe, and that, doctors who are in the know are okay with people drinking Shakeology. During pregnancy, during breastfeeding. So I think at the point of like the conversation, just know that as soon as they say they don't want it, that you're not like, okay, they don't want it. You're finding out why, and you're giving them all the information you have, and you may just educate them enough for them to think like, oh, okay, maybe I can. Let me look into it.
Right. Thanks, ladies.
Welcome.
We have about 6 minutes, guys. Who else has like are you running into like a brick wall with anybody, or are follow-ups not happening, or what's anyone have something that they're like getting discouraged about? Or on the other
I
side,
know people have to have questions because I know people have been asking me about this behind the scenes. So don't be afraid to speak up.
yeah. Or even if you have something that you switched gears and something is really working for you now. Like, we're all gonna have slower months and better months, but it should never be like a point where you give up because something's not working, and you think it's all everybody else, not you. It's something that it's usually a reflection of what we're doing in the business and how we're doing it.
Lisa, I want to mention something real quick as well that I didn't really think to say before. When you're forming with people, you have to really be confident about it. If you go into it thinking like, I wonder if this person is going to wonder why I'm messaging them, or they're going to wonder why I'm asking them questions. If you go into it thinking that people are going to be resistant or hesitant or think you're crazy for writing them, you're probably right. This comes down to your belief in what you do as a coach, that you know that you can help people. And if you lead with that intent that you're just sharing and you're trying to help and you're being genuine, it's a lot easier to just have conversations like you're talking to an old friend versus, trying to get too in your own head about it and make it overcomplicated. Forming should really be simple.
Dana, can you give us an example of what you might say to somebody who you haven't spoken to in, I don't know, in a while, where someone that you just feel like they're on your news feed and they're in your chat feed, and you just message them? What might you say right off the bat? Would that be helpful to people? Yes. Anyone?
It honestly really depends on the person. And often before I reach out to somebody that I haven't talked to in a long time, I will kind of go through and I will look at their Facebook a little bit, just to kind of see what they've been up to and what they've been doing, so that, when I write them, it's not totally random, just like a, hey, I can say, hey, like, I saw that you're really into, there's a guy that I hadn't talked to in about, I don't know, probably 15 years that I went to high school with. And I saw that he had been posting, something about his new job. And then I saw another day he had been posting something about him having diabetes. And it was just a really an easy way to, open up a conversation. I asked him about his new job and asked him how he'd been. And it ended up leading into later on that day, talking about his diabetes and his struggle with being overweight. And he's somebody I've been talking to for about 3 months now. And, he's said he's interested and he wants to get healthy, and I've not been pushy whatsoever. And he actually commented on a food post I made the other day and was really proud that he had eaten something healthy, and he thanked me for being patient with him. So it really depends on the person, but if you really seek to, lead with conversations and make it about them, so that people like to talk about themselves. So, instead of just being kind of random, be aware of who you're talking with and try to figure out what's going on with them so that you have things to talk about and relate to.
Yeah, I also going off of that. So you're looking at people's news feeds, right? And we see in our news feed a lot people getting engaged. Okay, so you like their stats, you could say congrats. A few days later, or even a week later, message them personally and saying like, "Hey, congratulations again." I've had success with 2 or 3 people just doing that and starting conversation because they're like, they're in wedding mode, they're planning for their wedding. Okay, now they want to like look and feel their best. So I talked to them about how I started this journey before my wedding. If it comes up, don't force it, but just a nice, hey, congratulations on your engagement, like best of luck wedding planning. And then people may just be like, hey, actually I've had a couple of people say they've been meaning to message me and they just hadn't. So you will find those people when you start kind of getting out there and checking on people, that people are watching you, and some people just haven't reached out to you yet. We do have less than a minute, and I don't want to have this cut off as it usually does. So I hope that you guys will get some encouragement to just kind of test the waters out there and get a little more comfortable just reaching out to people just to say hi and to just get to know them a little bit. And your Beachbody conversation doesn't have to come up in that conversation unless they bring it up. So get out there and say hello to people, smile, pretend you're with them in person and you're just having a great time. And I'm going to leave with this. Someone was talking the other day about when you're talking with somebody on Facebook, say everything with like a smile on, that it's not this like intense, like I want to sell you a challenge pack. You're like genuinely happy to be talking to these people. So I appreciate you guys getting on. Dana, thank you for troubleshooting and getting on the phone so we could hear you tonight. I appreciate it. And I'll let you all go with that. So I'll see you all on the book. Good night, guys. Thanks, Dee.
Bye.